Hey everyone, this is Nick with Gamers Nexus. We've got a new chassis review for you today. This is the NZXT Switch 810. This is a full tower case designed for the high performance gamer or the moderate enthusiast out there. It runs for about $170 to $180 and is available in a few colors, including this matte black edition that we'll have a look at today. You'll see that there's a lot of dust management and cooling options, as well as an intricate cable management system. Alright, let's have a look. One of the most impressive aspects about the Switch 810 is the airflow. It starts from the front and continues all the way through the case. You'll see this little vent here at the bottom right, and then behind the front bezel, oops, there we go, just press down and you get access to a dust filter. Unfortunately though, you can't remove the filter until you actually unscrew it first. So it takes a little while. It's a little bit of a hassle for dust management, but it's still an effective tool. The Switch 810 has four 140mm fans by default, including this rear 140, this top 140, and the front 140 we just saw a second ago. The internal fan that comes by default is one that you can angle. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. You can angle it as much as 15 degrees to cool your VGA, and this fan slot down here supports that feature. On top here you'll notice this really cool ventilation feature. You can just simply pull this tab here, and that way you'll have better airflow. So keep this open for games or a benchmarking program, or you can keep it closed for a more quiet operation. And then all you got to do is push down, and voila, here you have the interior of the top, and that could accommodate anything as advanced as a 360 or 420mm radiator. At the back of the case you have 9 expansion slots accommodating 3 or 4 graphics cards, depending on what kind of video cards you use. I really like how these are ventilated so that you have a maximized airflow, but unfortunately the threading for the screws is so tight that you actually have to use a screwdriver to tighten your video cards into place rather than just using your thumbs. You'll also see 4 water cooling grommets right here, which is excellent if you have a custom water cooling setup. So that way, if you're building with a lot of hardware, you can keep the internal appearance of your system looking pretty neat. There are 2 bottom filters with this case, a front and a rear. All you have to do is come around here, push down on the front filter comes out, and same thing from behind. Push down and this filter comes out as well. Okay, one of the other convenience gripes I have is when it comes to removing the front bezel, you actually have to remove the bottom filter first. If you remove the bezel before the filter, then that's going to take the filter with it, and the filter could bend or something bad could happen, and you don't want that. So let me show you how to properly remove the bezel by first removing the filter. Filter comes first. Then the bezel, and then the vice versa for the other way around. Put the bezel on first. Everything's good there. And then slide the filter in and everything is okay. No matter how many hard drives or graphics cards or liquid cooling hoses that you have in your system, cable management in the Switch 810 is not going to be a problem at all. Part of that is because you have 10 grommeted cable routing holes and a few other places to put cable. You have approximately 23mm or 0.9 inches of cable management space to work with, which is a fairly good amount. Cable management will also be easier because of this fan power hub. The spots right here are taken up by the default fans, but you do have 3 vacant connections as well as a vacant Molex connection. Okay, let's look at the I/O features. All you gotta do to access the I/O is sort of press and lift. You have 2 USB 2.0 ports, 2 USB 3.0 ports with an internal connector, an SD card slot, very nice, audio in out, a reset button right here, and a tiny little white LED toggle. There is a white LED at the back of the case. Power button is just right up here. If your motherboard supports AHCI, you can use the hot swappable hard drive bay right here. Just simply pull to remove the drive bay cover and extract the tray, and your hard drive or your 2.5 drive can go in there. And then once you install it, push it in and whatnot, you have the SATA hub right here, which will help finish the job and keep your hard drives nice and convenient. Aside from the hot swappable hard drive bay that we saw earlier, there are 2 removable hard drive cages, each of which supports 3 3.5 inch or 2.5 inch drives. To install a drive, all you got to do is remove the tray and then place it on there, secure it in place depending on 3.5 inch or 2.5 inch, and then you just slide it back in there. I like how it loads from the behind the motherboard tray instead of in the front. That way, that makes cable management a little bit easier, and if you like, you can remove one of the drive cages and therefore accommodate a longer graphics card, or just have a little bit more room to work with.